You're recording.
Are we?
Take.
How's my hair look, by the way? You didn't even tell me
Take
my hair
one.
looked good. Did you see what my hair looks like? What's good, YouTube? What's up, guys? My name is Asher. I'm here at Castle Rock Studios, and today I'm going to show you a couple tricks I like to do when I don't have access to beat stems. What are tracked out beat stems? Tracked out beat stems are individual audio files for each instrument. So each clap, each snare, each hi-hat, each instrument, guitar, piano, whatever is in the beat, every single individual instrument will have its own audio file. So then you can go and edit each specific instrument. So if there's a specific instrument that's clashing with the vocals or another instrument or the reverb, you can turn it down or take out a certain frequency. There's a lot of things that you can do, and you have a lot more control and options when you have the beat stems tracked out. But sometimes people don't have it. Sometimes artists will get on a beat that was produced 3 years ago, and those audio files are nowhere to be found. A lot of things happen. Some really big records end up having to get mixed with just 2 tracks. Obviously, having more control is the best thing, but when you're stuck with just a 2-track, there's a few tricks that we can do to have a little bit more control than you'd think. All right, so let's listen to the beat on its own real quick.
On the track, wait.
Right? So it's a pretty simple beat. 2 things I'm hearing immediately is the low end and the volume of the melody. Obviously, we can't turn down the melody on its own, and we can't just turn down the bass, but we can pull up an EQ and figure out what frequency range the bass is at, and we can figure out where the melody has the strongest frequency range, and we can turn that down too. So I'm gonna pull up my favorite EQ for this specific task, which I'm sure a lot of people would use the same EQ for it. You can use any EQ, but I will recommend a dynamic EQ. I think a dynamic EQ will help you a lot, because then you can compress certain frequency ranges instead of just turning it down for the whole song. All right, so now we have ProQ pulled up, and we're gonna look at the beat on the frequency range. And actually, let's go up to the bass part. Okay, so we see that, right? We're gonna get rid of this mess right here. Let's switch to natural phase. And let's just pull back. I don't wanna hear a big difference. I don't wanna hear a big difference yet. I wanna see how much I can pull back without hearing bass getting taken away from us. All right, cool. So I don't hear any more bass being taken away from us, and I'm using monitors that have a very wide frequency range. You can get very low, and I can hear a lot of the bass. But after about 30 hertz and 20 hertz, once you get that low, it's not really audible to a human ear, and you're just adding extra rumble anyways. It's good to get rid of that quickly. It's really good to get rid of that, and it will allow you to make your final master much louder, because the low end on a hip hop song is usually the loudest part. So once you kind of carve out some of that unnecessary mud, you can definitely get your record much louder. So now we have the low end taken care of for right now. We could probably do a little bit more later. Now I want to listen to the vocals and see what the vocals are doing to the beat. So let's listen to the hook.
My jelly called me like 2 balls. He the scene in the cut off for 2 hoes. Hit me laying on my jeans, no Rick ons. And your girl be the sweetest, she been gone. Been gone, yeah, you been on.
All right, cool. So let's just do the lead vocals. Let's mute everything else. Say that again.
My jelly called me like 2 balls. He the scene in the cut off for 2 hoes. Hit me laying on my jeans, no Rick ons.
That's actually competing pretty well. Like they're dancing together pretty well, the beat and the vocals. I do think the melody is kind of taken away from it just a hair. Now, the reason I like ProQ for this, there's a really cool feature that ProQ has, and I'll show you what it is. If you have ProQ on your vocals, which is right here, and you also have ProQ on the beat, you can actually go to the ProQ plugin that's on your beat, which is what we have right here, and you can come down here, and you see this is a list of all the other ProQs that you have on your session right now, and these names are the names of the tracks that they're on. So we have X bus, right? So we go here, click X bus, and then we play the song. It's gonna show us in red the vocals and the white
It's in my jelly, call me like two balls.
is the beat.
It's in my jelly, call me like two balls.
So you can see that, right? Now what's even cooler about this, it gets even deeper than that. If you play it, see these red lines? That's showing you where both frequencies are fighting and they're clashing. So obviously use your ears, but it gives you a great starting point on where the frequencies are clashing. And obviously the vocals and the beat are the most important relationship that you have to have. So we can come here. So obviously in this lower frequency range, like 300 or mid 200s, we can pull back here and then we'll start here. I'm gonna isolate it. Pull back a hair. We'll start here on the high. So it's the hi-hats that's fighting it, right? And ProQ figured that out for us. So now we can use our ears in that area and really narrow it down. It's in my jelly, caught me like two balls. Hit the scene in the cut off for two hoes. Hit me laying on my jeans, no Rick Gons. And your girl be the sweetest, she been gone. Been gone, yeah. You been on. Been gone. See, it's really that easy. So, you don't need certain plugins, but some plugins will assist you and help you get the job done much faster and sometimes a little better. Last thing I love to do is realize, and we'll do this ourselves now if we don't have ProQ, we're gonna go to the vocal EQ and just look and see where the beef of the vocal is. And what I mean by beef is like, where's the main frequency range that the vocal is the strongest, right? So you can, one, see it, and then two, you need to hear it. So right now it looks like it's in this area. So I want to So it looks like it's around 1300, which makes a lot of sense to, the human voice. That's, a very strong frequency range for the human voice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the beat EQ and we're just going to go around to 1300 and we're going to see where we're at. Let's go about right here. And we're going to widen out our Q and just compress down here. Let's widen this out. And then listen. It's in my jelly, caught me like two balls. Hit the scene in the cut off for two hoes. Hit me laying on my jeans, no Rick Gons. And your girl be the sweetest, she been gone. Been gone, yeah. You been on. So as you can see, it's really only compressing when there's a clap or a kick. So now when there's a clap and there's a kick, it's pulling back in just that frequency where the vocals are shining the most, so that the vocals can really sit on top of the beat now. Obviously, if we just had the beat stems, we could figure out that the clap and the kick is clashing a little bit with that frequency range, and we could just turn that down or work with the EQ specifically on the clap or the kick, but we can't do that. So this is a great way to do it for, the circumstances that we're in. So whether you have the beat stems tracked out or you just have the 2-track MP3 even, right? You have to be careful on changing the beat too much. You don't want to reform the beat or reform the producer's vision, especially when the artist has already listened to the beat a million times, wrote to the beat, and recorded to the beat. That's how the beat sounded. So when you send them a new mix and the beat sounds completely different, there's a new tone on it, new compression, a lot of new elements into it, they're gonna think that the song sounds completely different and the mix is bad in their opinion because they were listening to something else. Music is subjective. So what's good to the artist and your client is more important than what's good to you sometimes. So keep their vision in mind and keep that rough copy in the back of your head. Even upload it on there and make sure you're not changing the beat too much, whether you have the stems or you don't. Whatever you do to modify the beat to make the mix better, make sure that it's in their vision, inside of their vision and the producer's vision. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something on this short video. I realize that this is a big issue that a lot of people have, and it's something that's very common nowadays, but it does happen, and this is what I like to do when it happens. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later.